primary school from Hebo. We grew up together at Hebo. He looked after me a lot, really. From going out, even if I was going out with somebody, he would vet them. Can they cook? No, he was very good. We used to go Brixton Cinema at night time. And we'd walk back from Brixton Cinema and he would make sure we used to go Friday nights. And when we came back home, he would make sure I got home safely. And an incident that happened to us growing up many years ago, being young, we was coming home from a party, 5 o'clock in the morning. We were both living at home with our parents then. And Leroy at the time was driving. He had simply Cortina Mark IV, either 2 litre or 2.3 litre gear, so obviously he took the rain. And if you're young and black and driving one of those, you get in trouble. And driving up Barry Road, we just got to Barry Road, and the police stopped us, right in the morning. And I couldn't help it, I always have a smile on my face. Even when I'm in trouble, Leroy said, don't stop. You know, I was like, oh. So when they said, where you going? I said, home. I think the way I said it was really right. Then they asked my name, I told them I'm Leroy Thurman. Leroy said, Leroy Heath. They asked us our address. Leroy said 204 Barry Road. I said 224 Barry Road. It's true. It wasn't 224 Barry Road. Right? And when they said date of birth, I said 17660. Leroy said 18660. By then now, they've gone to their police car to double check all of this. Right? And they realized it was true, and then they let us go. But to me, I felt if we was traveling from Peckham or Campbell on the way home, they would have probably pulled us in. But because we was at the bottom of Barry Road, and we're going to the top of Barry Road, they let us go. So that's another incident that we had. Even when I was buying my first stereo system, I used to go to Leroy and say, Leroy, I think I give me this. But he said, no, you know, so money get this. Because he was with the quality. And if I was buying like certain cables, he would say, no, you don't get these gold cables. You know, and then I remember one time at his house at Barry Road, we listened to music, and I could just hear the music, but Leroy would be tweaking the speaker or tweaking something to make it more defined. To me, it sounded right. But Leroy's got a listening ear when music and sound that comes out. So he always went for the best in what he did. And even at sports, he was a very good goalkeeper. And I think his brother Casper is also following his footsteps, was a very good goalkeeper as well. Sorry to say was, is. Alright. No, but we've had a lot of good time from when we left school. He went to Southwark, no, I went to Southwark College, he went to South London College, but they called it Norwood College at the time. When they used to have parties and so on, he would invite me to them, then he would tell them, oh, this is my younger brother, because Leroy didn't want to go to me, I would go to Leroy anyway. And we've always been to parties and played that together. And through him, sound system, when me and Alvin started out with Dennis and others, it was through Leroy. Leroy set, and then from then on we just carried on playing out. Sometimes we go bookings through Leroy, and we always enjoyed our party time together. So sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, all I'm just going to ask you to do, give a big massive round of applause. It's been difficult.
Good morning, everyone. First, my sincere condolences to the family. It's a very difficult day, I know. First and foremost, I must give thanks to God for Leroy's life. He went very suddenly, also as a fellow volunteer for the Lucian Sports Consortium, and also he's one of our men's group who went away annually for our men's getaway. Leroy also played at, was the DJ, all I believe are family events. If he wasn't available, my wife would insist on changing the date. So that gives you some idea of the impact on at least my life. I first met Leroy in the early 2000s when I was managing a team with Flamingo's Football Club. Then we had quite a few teams, and I met this gentleman with a lady called, this gentleman being Leroy, with a lady called Audrey Carnegie. And they came with an unusual request. We'd like to set up a girls and women's team. Now, girls and women's football wasn't the thing it is now, so it was a little strange, but nonetheless, after we got into it, we realised that, of course, women are also part of our community. Women also, girls like football, and they could play football. Now, Leroy was a very skilled people person, so he was able to pull together these girls and women and meet all the challenges that they had at that time. He was very resilient, very persistent, because it was not always easy for them to do what they wanted to do in terms of playing their games and so forth. I remember doing sessions down below the Taylor Centre with young girls from our community who were very good and keen footballers. And to actually give expression to that really was quite a challenging thing. Moving on from that, Leroy was one of our key people at the Lucian Sports Consortium. Now, the focus of that was our work at Firhill Road Sports Ground, which was basically a rubbish dump, disused area of land in Lewisham that we, over a number of years, worked together to bring back for community use. Now, he was one of the people who really gave his energy and his time and his ideas to help us through to make sure that we were able to achieve some of our goals. Some of you here might attend some of the fundraising events which Leroy hosted and DJed. As well as that, he used his connections to bring some stars to help us fundraise. Pauline Tarja, which I believe she's on the program later on, Winsome, Calvin, who came year after year to help us to raise our funds. The centerpiece, I don't think I need to mention it, was the women and men's tug of war. He skillfully engineered it so that it became a very traditional, very enjoyable and annual event which everybody looked forward to. Last memory, I think the women hold the trophy. Okay. As part of our men's group, we went away annually around Europe. It was good fellowship, relaxation, reminiscing on the days when we could actually play football, not just talk about it. I think, just summing up Leroy, his heart and soul in his actions. He was a man who contributed and had impact on the community. He was a bringer of joy and happiness. He was funny, generous, reliable, committed, dependable, and above all, consistent. You knew when he said something, he was going to do it. Leroy personally contributed and added value to my life. We had many conversations over the years. He was a man of insight and of depth. He was always positive in his input, making suggestions for us to charity and basically overcome some of the hurdles that were in our way. I was always appreciative of his willingness to give with an open hand, which just means that he gave without expecting anything in return. He was always able, on a personal level, in the nicest possible way, to convey to me when I was being naive or unrealistic and ask me to reflect on my position. Translated, he meant he could cuss me in the nicest possible way and tell me when I was talking rubbish. I'm speaking for myself, there may be others who had that experience as well. Okay, so moving on to our last conversation, which was a very sad one. He just received his terminal diagnosis. I have to say that he conducted himself with calmness and great dignity given the circumstances. I was pretty shocked. I shed a few tears, never thinking that things would move on so quickly. Thank you, Leroy, on behalf of Flamingos Football Club for your contribution. Thank you for the work you did, the Lucian Sports Consortium, and for being part of our men's group, and for the contribution you made to my family and myself. You gave your best, brought joy to many, been a blessing to our lives, and that of the wider community. Leroy, a blessing on your household. Your legacy lives on. This is not the last time that I will speak your name. Rest in peace, my friend. Until we meet again in the altar. Be that sooner or later. Give thanks to God. Amen.
Thanks very much, Michael, for a wonderful tribute. We continue with in-laws. Anyone, I know there are many, so please come along.
This is our poem for Uncle Leroy, for Auntie Jackie, and Ash. There are simply no words to ease the pain you feel. An ache that will not cease tells you your loved ones will. For no one's light has disappeared before his time. No one touched so many lives, including yours and mine. A smile that made you smile right back, a sparkle in his eyes, a spirit filled with joy and hope, a heart that was kind and wise. You may be removed from our view this day, both in time and space, but the memories we made with him, nothing can erase.
Thank God from whom all blessings flow, that this is not the end. Our faith and hope make heaven our home. We will see him again. He is home with our Saviour and loved ones gone before, and we are assured by Christ's own words, we'll be comforted as he will be comforted evermore.
too will go to that blessed realm above. That is filled with peace, where the atmosphere is love.
So not to worry and cling to hope when the hurt is fresh and deep. Our sweet, bright boy is at peace, never again to weep.
Brother-in-laws, thank you very, very much. Ashley and Leanne.
Good morning, everyone. Heart's beating a bit now. It is difficult at best to stand before you and attempt to honour my father in words. It is never an easy task to capture someone in a speech, as words frequently fall short of capturing someone's true essence. In this instance, they fall so far below the mark that I feel that it's almost futile to try. So, I was going to ask for a moment of silence, if you don't mind, and then I'll read a poem. I'm just going to read a quick poem and I'll let my brother speak. A father, a light from our household is gone, a voice we loved is stilled, a place is vacant in our home which can never be filled. God gave us a beautiful father, a father who never grew old. You were always there with a helping hand. Help us now to accept his plan. We miss you now, our hearts are sore. As time goes by, we miss you more. Your loving smile, your gentle face, no one can take our father's place. Oh, sorry. May the choirs of the angels receive you, and may you have rest and peace everlasting. Amen.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who showed up for that. It was a pillar of the community. I think just by the amount of people who were here, the people who were back, obviously all the people that have reached out via social media, messages, whatever, we all knew how much it was loved. And I'm going to apologize for now because I've got a lot to say, so I'll maybe for a little while, but I'll try and keep it as brief as I can. Where do you really start? I mean, luckily some people have said it already, he was a person that gave his time willingly, selflessly, without ever looking for something in return. He was the kind of guy that if he gave you his word he was going to do something, he did it. in some ways, I've tried to fashion myself after him. He was a very good role model. I'm not quite there, but I'm trying. I'm going to say something now which I haven't actually told anyone over the last couple of weeks, and to be honest, I've held it quite a lot since the 14th of June until now. But, so the day after the night, everyone got home late, and everyone was tired, so we all kind of went to bed, went to sleep. And in the morning, my phone rang. So, in my groggy state, I answered my phone, and I hear, Ashley. And it was Dad. I was like, yeah, Dad? He goes, where's your mom? I said, I think she's downstairs in the front room. He goes, what about your sister, okay? And I was, yeah, I think she's asleep. I think she's in her bed sleeping. And he said, Ashley, I need to talk to you. Now, I got up because 9.9 times out of 10 when I hear that phrase, it's not something I want to hear. Then it got a bit muffled, a bit garbled, and then all of a sudden I've looked to the side, like my phone's on charge. Like, I've looked around, there's no one in the room. It was just me. And in that moment, I was like, as much as I usually hate that phrase, now I'm actually hating the fact I didn't get to finish that conversation. And I tried to play over in my head what he wanted to say, how it was going to go, but all I've really got is guesswork. So I would have liked to think he was going to say something like, I love you, son, you got this. But if anyone knows my dad, it was probably closer to, son, you're on your own now, don't Now, he didn't get to finish his part of the conversation with me, but I can finish my conversation with him. And the first thing I want to say is that thank you. Thank you for showing me, everyone in here, everyone who knew you, what a real man is. How a real man conducts himself and how a real man handles his business. I hope I can get there one day. One thing I was thinking, there was a bit of a similarity between both our grandfathers. I lost both of them before I was 14. And Dad's dad was blind before I was born, so even though he knew me and we had a great relationship, he never saw me. And I guess that parallel now rings true again because I haven't had grandkids yet, so they don't get to see their grandfather and he doesn't get to see them. But all I can do is hold his name up high when they are born, that they will know what an amazing guy he is, to the point they're probably going to think you're lying. There's no way someone can be like that good, but honestly, he wasn't just a good man, he wasn't even just a great man, he was an exceptional man. And as much as he's not the kind of person to say, I love you, he would show it in actions. I've got no problem saying that, I love you. Both me, Leanne, the rest of the family, we're all going to be here for Mom. Obviously, we lost both our grandmas, 2021, 2022. Mom's the last pillar of this family left, and she's going to be good. She's going to be held safe and well until it's time for you to reunite. So, until then, don't worry. We have got this. I've got this. We will love you. And yeah, your worrying is over. We'll take the reins. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ian. Thank you, Ashley. Not easy, but thank you for your courage. Lana.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to read a poem today on behalf of myself, Junior and Paulette, and it's in loving memory of our wonderful brother Leroy. Of all the special gifts in life, however great or small, to have you as our brother was the greatest gift of all. May the winds of love blow softly and whisper in your ear. We love and miss you, Leroy, and we wish that you were here. Deep in our hearts, your life is kept, to love, cherish, and not forget. No more tomorrows we can share, but yesterdays are always there. A silent thought, a secret tear, keeps your memory ever near, in our hearts forever.
Greetings everyone. Thank you for being here. Much has already been said. I'm going to do my best to deliver this eulogy to you. So we've kind of done eulogy part 1, son, brother, to start with, and we'll go from there. Right. Leroy Lloyd Heath was born to Casbert and Dieter or Dieter Heath on June 18, 1960, in Dulwich Hospital, East Dulwich. Mum, Dad, Leroy and his sister, Nana, moved from Broadship Lane out there and purchased a family home on Barry Road in East Dulwich. The family continued to grow with the addition of his only baby brother, Junior, Casper Junior, and the baby of the family, Paulette, aka me. Growing up, Leroy was so very well behaved, so respectful, at home as well as at school. He attended Heber Road Primary School until the age of 11 years. Mr. Stevens, Mr. Woods, and Miss Baker, who headed up the school, would always commend Mum and Dad on how delightfully behaved their children were. I have to add, East Dulwich, the surrounding areas, it's always had a sense of community, cohesion, and support that is often only found on larger housing estates or outside of London. I'm very proud to say that we continue the support that was forged by our parents. That spirit remains here today, demonstrated today, present, felt, and humbly appreciated by the family. We cannot speak of Leroy's days at Heber Primary School without noting some of the lifelong friendships formed there, such as Alvin, as I call him, Troublesome Brown, or those in the school photograph in the order of service, classmates such as Dudley Stevenson, Leon Durrant, who earlier paid such a moving tribute to Leroy, Christine Leiber, all this gentrification of names. She's Cherry to us, she's family to us. And our very dear childhood neighbour, Shirley Samuel, later rest only this month. Our thoughts are with her family and loved ones at this time. As it been mentioned, Leroy's a hard act to follow. After Heber School, Leroy attended Thomas Carlton Secondary School, attaining good grades in his final examinations studied telecommunications. He supplemented his income by working shifts at the local Kentucky Fried Chicken shop, frying over the chicken before bringing it home for the Whilst at college, Leroy made many more friends, many of whom would become lifelong ones, such as Errol, Trevor, Everton, Bevin, Nigel B, Lloyd, aka Sir Lloyd. Also, our late Huey Babb, with whom he formed a legacy called Love's Oasis. I won't go into it, but if you know, you know. With them was our late Clive, aka Danger, Eric, LB, Calvin, Winston, Peter. I even carried a 7-inch record box to gain me free entry into the dance. Upon leaving college, Leroy secured gainful employment as a telecommunications engineer, which we now know as British Telecom or BT Openreach. Back then it was simply the post office. Well, actually, it was office. I was of a significant age before I realised that where we were sent to purchase airmail stationery, the post office, was also where Uncle Bertram and Rocky worked, the post office. Don't get me started on partner and partner. But Leroy had a really mischievous streak. He would terrorise Lana with the cat gun. Do you remember those cat guns and you'd load them? Chasing her around the house, firing the gun while she'd run screaming. She still fares that bang sound to this day. During the school holidays, Leroy would take Lana and Junior out for the day on the Red Bus Rover. Remember those? Yeah. The original bus cars. Not me though, too young. Lana says I would just stay at home and cry when they left. Growing up, we all had allocated days to wash the dishes. Leroy would say to Lana, "You do my dishes, I'll do yours tomorrow." Fast forward to tomorrow. Leroy would look for a way out of doing the dishes and bargain for another day or two. Sometimes Lana would give in, go to the kitchen and find that whilst they were in dispute, Dad, despite having worked a full day, had already washed the dishes. That used to happen quite regularly. Leroy would say to her, "Well, if Dad's done the dishes, it doesn't count. It's still your turn next." Ever the shrewd negotiator, Junior. Mummy's gone on the charge. Leroy's only baby brother. They would always disappear to Dulwich Park to kick ball. They did. We didn't. Not invited. They got along really well, but they'd also play rough and tumble. One day they were jumping up on the bed, punching, kicking, and to this day we don't know if they don't know, but we definitely don't know which of them, as they would say, who kicked whom, but it was in the eye, and there was an ouch. So Daddy did what any dutiful father would do. With his trusty belt, he went into the room, and he proceeded to beat the two of them. Now, you've got to bear in mind, as Ashley mentioned, Daddy's blind. So, to move or not to move was often a question. And if you're lucky, nobody move, nobody get hurt. Anyhow, basically, Junior got bare legs, whilst Leroy grabbed and held a cushion before him and was making tiny sounds with the belt connecting with the cushion. With me, it was always, "You're too cheeky." This is Mummy. "You're too cheeky. Look how old your brother is." And he would never, it's not this brother, but it's not all the other brothers, it's Leroy. As the Queen would say, recollections may differ. But it was always, look how old your brother is. And he would never speak to me like that or say that to me. She says your brother as if there's only one. But we knew that Mum meant Leroy. Being that much younger than Leroy, I was quite spoiled by him. He was older, working, buying the latest gadgets such as a VCR and cool clothes. He would allow me in his bedroom to watch videos, mind you, only when he was going to be out. with the clear instructions of don't touch anything or there won't be a next time, father in the making. I'll check his wardrobe for which jacket to borrow it at a later date, get caught trying to return it, get told off, banned from his bedroom, and more importantly, banned from the VCR for a while. Until his big heart took pity on me again and the cycle would start over. VCR, wardrobe, borrow, weary, get caught. You get the picture. Let me say that, if you know me, I fully utilise my right to the NHS. And without fail, this is how it goes. This is me, this is Leroy. Hey, I'm in hospital, Leroy. Again, should I come? No thank you, I'm okay for now. What do you need me to do? Every time. No ifs, no buts, that was just it. Daddy's love of music is in our DNA. However, Leroy, in my opinion, I think you may well agree, has a unique gift with music. He has his very own trinity, if you like. Selector, DJ, and MC. Skills that kept him current and in demand from his days with Lower Oasis to Night Style, Quartz, and as our tried, trusted, treasured, reliable, cheeky, hilarious, and formidable DJ Lee. He's a real soft boy. Nigel Bain at Leroy at South London College, hip-hop. Whilst he was presenting on Choice FM, he would always approach Leroy first when hiring DJs for promotional events because, as he says, and I quote here, Leroy was an excellent DJ and very professional in his approach. When Nigel was, again, I quote here, tired of people only meeting up at funerals, he started planning reunion events, celebrating life. Leroy remained his first port of call for DJs, which is a testimony right there. Mum and Dad were hugely proud of him. On occasion, we got along too. But we didn't mind. We did not ever envy nor desire the pressure of living up to being Leroy, or as we say, hashtag being Leroy. Or Mummy, as she would say, my Leroy, when she was on the rag about him. Have I mentioned he's a very hard act to follow? The September of 1994, our parents returned to Jamaica to see out their retirement years. They worked hard, saved hard, an example which Leroy closely followed. Suddenly, sadly, Daddy died, aged 64, after only 10 days back home. After 27 mostly independent years later, Mummy died in September 21, Kingston, Jamaica, as they said, during Corby. I don't know where the D went, but it was Corby there. We also lost our brother, Leslie, aka Beth, was buried 1 month before Mummy died, also in Jamaica. And in Jamaica, at that time with COVID, family, friends, and Mummy's church community, and I can just say a big thank you again to Reverend Dick, who 27 years apart ran the service for Daddy's funeral as well as Mummy's. They provided us with emotional and practical support. We remain humbled by and grateful to you all. The UK cohort of children, us and Leroy, we flew to Jamaica to arrange Mummy's funeral. It was the first time, and Lana pointed this out, that we'd lived together under one roof since leaving the family home on Barry Road. We dined together at the dining table, just as we did, as Mummy taught us, as children, and we enjoyed our time together. A collective of unique and alternative humour that would have us cancelled by today's standards and ensuing. Fortunately, we can laugh at ourselves, and just as well, because Leroy loves to tease. He was also so often self-deprecating, asking, see me I am big, I was tearing him out, pulling off his, with the comedic timing that Charlie Chaplin would envy. He would do the same at the dining table, making us bust out a big dirty laugh, an absolute no-no with Daddy. He once caused me to have to leave the dining table, in fact the dining room, thrice in one sitting. Thrice, I tell getting lost, to asking a policeman, to remaining lost, to the squabble between Leroy and Junior as to which of their phones had a dodgy GPS, Lana not getting involved, and me just driving along this road waiting for instructions to turn left or right because, as we say, opposite is unacceptable as a direction. We arrived at the cemetery thinking how embarrassing it would be if Mummy has already been laid to rest, only to be denied entry to the cemetery because they didn't have the permission slip. Pink, I think it was. Well, punctual Leroy was unimpressed with us being late, only for us to look behind us to see Mummy pulling in behind us. You can't write this stuff. Leroy Hart worked hard for material gain, but he worked even harder, too often without full appreciation, to help and support all of the others around him. So much of his time was given to various community events and clubs, as Michael expressed earlier, and especially the youth. He liked to support them. Also family, friends, and then birthday parties, weddings, christenings, barbecues, and over the last few years, so frequently, funerals. No matter how busy he always made time for others. Deserved or not, he was always there for his family, for his siblings, and always trying to help others. Leroy's lifelong demonstration of the importance to him of his extended family and friends is exemplary. Even when there was no time to be had, as I used to say to him, it's like when I went to a wizard, and somehow he created time for us, for others, at times to his own detriment. Most winters, around the festive holiday period, you call Leroy on his beer, that's that you're going to get, that you're going to... No, I can't see this. I don't know, sorry. I don't know this is it, sorry. I'm going to have to wait. Sorry, can I have my phone listening? Yeah, I can't. Hold on. Sorry. So we've got eulogy part 2, father and husband. So during a day trip with mutual friends in the summer of 1981, Leroy met Jackie. Her best friends, this is not reminding me now, sorry. Her best friends, Yvonne Allen and the 2 Carols, Kate and Passley, were already acquainted with the group, who after the day trip, congregated at the Wayne Brothers' house at the end of the day. Depending on whose version of events you believe, Jackie was said to let out a big dirty laugh, to which Leroy admonished her. Jackie reports the laugh came from Kate, and Leroy put the name on her. Leroy used that as his icebreaker. The newly formed group of friends met several times across that summer. Jackie was turning 18 and Passley and Hayden encouraged her to celebrate that birthday with a party. Carol Hayden mentioned that she could get a sound called Lover's Oasis to play. Following the party, Jackie became more acquainted with Leroy with the sound and followed Lover's Oasis whenever they could. Leroy and Jackie began dating. As I'm quoting Jackie here, with some stop-starts, but they found their way. In 1985, Jackie fell pregnant with their son, Ashley, who was born in 1996. Leroy had already bought his first property and had asked Jackie and Ashley to move in with him to create their family home, which was going to be their home for the next 8 years. Within 18 months they got engaged and they got married in August 1990. Now Jackie skips on here, but I'm going to share a tale that she told me. Now as I understand it, they were late to clear the hall after the wedding. And so Leroy lost, well, the deposit was lost. Was it £100, Jackie? Was it not? Well anyway, it makes it worse if you know Leroy. So the deposit for the hall was lost. So Jackie, new bride, gets home. Lee, you're going to take me over the threshold? Jackie, we lost the deposit. But Leroy, but anyway, you're going to take me over the threshold? Jackie, get inside. So basically, Leroy, his money is generous as he is. Don't waste it, don't squander that. She didn't include it, but I just love that. I hope you don't mind me having shared it. Anyway, in 1999, 1989, they moved to their forever home. In 2005, they were graced with a second child, Leanne, 19 years after Ashley, the daughter to make the family complete. Life was good for Leroy and Jackie. He was proud of his family, proud of his children, and most recently, Leanne is, in case you don't know, is an absolutely fabulous makeup artist. And Leroy was quick to show her pictures to people, the before and after transformation. He supported her with this. He was her chauffeur, driving her to jobs, waiting on her in the wings while she worked her magic. Always the provider and protector. As Jackie says, he would always proclaim, "Is me your man." In 2019, Leroy had a kidney removed due to cancer. He would boast on the attempt to do the keyhole surgery. He would also boast and say, look at these marks. Me a bad man, we take 3 bullets. In May, Leroy, most of you probably know, suffered a stroke, leading to the discovery of the presence of untreatable cancer, culminating in his passing 4 days before his 64th birthday. But to conclude, Leroy was class. Good, nice, kind, decent. Oh, so very, very decent. He respectfully and courteously tolerated every personality type, extending respect to all. He was of clear opinions, yet never forced his beliefs, ideology, nor perspective on others. Humble and unassuming he was. He genuinely was oblivious to the light